Tom Segura is here. Roxy Striar is, of course, sitting in on social media. Kelly's here. Kelly, what's your Twitter address?
Kelly Kinez.
Kelly Kinez.
Yes, sir.
How do you spell Kinez?
K-N-E-Z.
Okay, and Roxy?
Roxy Striar.
I meant, what's Kelly's Twitter? No, I'm just
Kelly
kidding.
Kinez. Yeah, and Kelly's with an I-E, by the way.
Oh, yeah, you got to clarify that.
Yeah, you got to.
Tom.
I don't even recognize you anymore, man.
Yeah, I've gone totally Hollywood, huh?
You're so upscale now.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
like,
Well,
I
you
don't feel
got
comfortable around you.
You've gotten to see, I guess what it's. See, the problem is for me, like this isn't like an upgrade per se because I have to leave it. You know what I mean? Like it's an upgrade today and tomorrow.
Right.
But then I have to go back to New York, and so the next time you do the show, if you're in New York, it'll be what was before.
It's like you used points on a trip or something.
Exactly.
You didn't pay for this shit.
Right, like first class.
Yeah.
But usually not. Yeah, usually we don't do that.
This is quite a setup.
Well, this is your first time, of course, at the Underland Estate, where we call
Underland?
our West Underland. That's what he calls
Estate.
it.
I like it.
Yeah.
And these ladies are so different than the ladies I usually meet on your show.
Right. Well, last time you were on the show, you got to meet Mary Jean.
That's right.
Roxy, do you know Mary Jean?
Is that the homeless one?
No, she's not.
I don't know the homeless one.
Oh, sorry. Sorry, Mary Jean. I didn't know.
Yeah, no. Mary Jean is a star of adult film.
Oh.
And she tends to, in conversation, focus more on, I guess, elements of sex.
That's one way of putting it.
Than anything else.
Elements of sex, and then elements of sex with Sam.
Right. And that's when I'm like Mary Jean is the perfect, like if I'm going to get along with somebody on the air, I'll throw Mary Jean in. Because you're either going to get pissed off that Mary Jean's taking your time just to talk about, like, I bet you got a big dick.
Yeah.
Or you're going to be like, this is amazing. I'm coming back.
Oh, yeah. No.
And you're back.
I signed up for the second round.
This is good. But usually nobody has them dressed up in Star Trek outfits.
That's incredible, man.
Does that throw you off a little bit? Or?
Of course.
Yeah, it does.
Yeah.
In a good way.
In a good way. Yeah. It's not like, hey, the fuck's up with these people? No, it's like, it's like intriguing.
Right. Well, this is me of like, well, I'm in L.A. now, so I got to do things a little more like they do it in L.A. Does this feel like
you're so showbiz now?
I am, right?
I love it. Yeah.
Are you picking up ideas for your podcast? Like, are you gonna get home, honey? I need you in a tiny little Star Trek outfit from now on,
and get two friends to wear them too.
Yeah. They're just kind of sitting around. One of them should be typing, and one of them kind of sitting.
Yep.
And that's what we need to flush this whole thing out.
Views will go way up.
I think so.
Yeah.
I think so. That's the point. So what's been going on, man?
Let's see, man. I've been touring nonstop.
Yeah, I got to see you in West Nyack.
Yeah, you did in beautiful West Nyack.
Beautiful West Nyack.
I just got back from St. Louis. I'm going to Baltimore, and I'm going to Columbus, and I'm doing Oddball, the tour.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, so that starts next month.
Who else is on Oddball?
Oh my God, who's not on Oddball?
Yeah,
it's quite a lineup. There's different people in different cities. So I know that I think Brian Regan's doing one of them. Gabriel Iglesias, Dane's doing one, or a few. Mulaney, Hannibal, Bert is doing a few of them. Joey Diaz, Eliza. It's a huge lineup.
And how many people is that? Like, how many people do you perform for?
I think the average size venue's like 10. It's between 10 and 20,000.
That's a lot.
It's a lot of people.
How do you practice for something? Like, how do you?
You don't.
You just got to go up there and see.
You don't. You go like, it can't be that crazy, and then the moment before you walk on, crippling anxiety takes over. You realize you might shit your pants, and you just try to get through it, man.
You go, I think it's that crazy.
Dude, last year I was like this, touring all the time.
Sure.
And, doing clubs, some small theaters, but mostly in the clubs. And then I did the Shoreline Amphitheater with Chappelle and like a lineup like this.
Mm-hmm.
And like you get there and, we're talking like it's like you're pulling in to a stadium, like a football stadium, right? Like there's loading docks and guys like using lit batons to guide in trucks, and you're like, I'm going to do stand up here, and then you hear like just that like a cheer like you would for a touchdown,
Yeah.
And then you're like, what's going on? They're like, oh, there's 22,000 people out there, and it doesn't really hit you until when you walk out. You also don't see – you see a lot of people, but then it gets – because of the way it's lit, dark, right? You can't see as far back as it goes. And then the laughter just kind of comes slowly. So you have beats where you're like, I'm definitely bombing right now.
Right.
And then you hear like You're like, oh my god.
Like, is that the sound of laughing, or are they cheering?
Yeah.
I don't know what the noise is.
I was pretty sure it was booing, but then I just wanted it to be over, honestly. Yeah. It's like, please let this be over. And then I got off and I was like, that was horrible, right? And then everyone was like, no, everyone feels like it's horrible.
Right.
And then because you don't realize laughter's going up. And
right.
Like there's no
It seems like
ceiling.
a terrible experience.
I think I signed up for something I really didn't enjoy.
Right, right. So I guess the reason that comics do, like, especially like the Kevin Harts and the Louis C.K.'s and the Bill Burrs, when they start doing Madison Square Garden in big arenas, is strictly financial because it's just not enjoyable.
Yeah, I mean, they're also like, if the demand for you is at that level, that's the other thing that changes, right? Like, I go to a club right now.
Yeah.
That the people at that club are there to see me.
Right.
So you're like, oh, there's like a certain rapport you have with an audience that's there to see you.
Like the minute you jump on stage, like that first thing that comes out of your mouth is going to get some kind of laugh.
Some kind of response.
Just because it's we're here, Segura's here. Yeah.
But when you go out on those shows, unless you're one of those guys, they, for the most part, that audience as a whole, there's people there that know you, as a whole is not going to be like, yes, the same way.
But you drop a podcast reference and most of the audience is going to be like, what's he talking about right now?
Absolutely.
Right.
Or if you kind of attitude through your set, like you're kind of relying on your, the perspective that you have as opposed to a hard-hitting punchline, a joke.
Right.
You can't rely as much on, you guys know me, right? Like you can't do that. You have to get like set up joke.
Right.
I feel like.
Right. Yeah. No. There's no like, Tom is here.
Yeah.
That's right.
But it's different. Like, obviously Chappelle or Louis walks out and they can make a reference the way I would at a club, something casual like, look at this shit. And that audience is going to laugh because they go, oh, we know what that means from you.
Right.
So you lose that when you do something like this.
But that's what you want, right?
You want
to get to where Louis is.
Absolutely.
Right. You want like an arena full of people to pick up on your little nuances.
I don't know if anybody ever thinks in terms of, though, like, I want arenas. Like, I've never been like, man, I got to get to the arena level.
Like, I guess it's an unfair goal, right?
Yeah, no.
You meet those comics that is their goal, and unless you're Kevin Hart, who it strikes me it probably always kind of was his goal.
Right.
Like, most of the comics that do that are, like, douchebags to begin with.
Yeah, if that's their
goal.
And
they're in it for the wrong reason.
You're just happy to, like, have gigs and to sell tickets, just a few of them.
Right.
Is like, you're like, this is great. Like, I sold tickets. I'm making a living. They paid for my flight. They canceled radio. This is great. I don't have to get up at 6. This is perfect.
Right.
But I don't ever think in terms of, like, man, Madison Square Garden, that's the end game.
I do love that, though, that you get to a point where it's like, the radio, the promotion, not the radio and the TV, the local stuff. And this is what I was talking to you, Roxy, about earlier when I was describing when you made a local news team ask why Bert Kreischer is so fat. But like, and how awful it is.
Yeah,
like,
it's so bad.
It becomes a motivation that if I can just be good enough, that I can sell out this club, I won't need to do press.
Yeah, it's happened a few times this year. It is like a sense of accomplishment where it'll be Wednesday and they call and they go, we have press set up for Friday. It's like these 3 stops, but you're sold out. Do you want to do it? And I go, no, like, absolutely not. It's different if you go, I have like a history with somebody.
Right.
So I'm going to go. But
like you're doing somebody's show that you enjoy.
Exactly. But when they're like, here's somebody, do you want to get up at 6 on Friday?
To do Schlocky Jockey's Roundup.
And you don't, like, your tickets are sold. There's no tickets left.
Right.
Absolutely not.
And then do you wake up at like 11 o'clock, 12 o'clock on Friday with this like, look what I gave myself.
This is the best thing that's ever happened in my life.
It's the best sleep a comic could have.
Absolutely. Yeah. Plus, I don't sleep anymore with a baby, so it's like I cherish those mornings now, those road mornings.
How old is the baby?
7 months.
7 months.
Yeah.
Was there ever a concern for you of like, how am I going to adapt comic lifestyle and baby lifestyle? Because it's 2 separate things. Like a comic lifestyle is part of the gig, and maybe not so much for you anymore because you've built a name, but part of the gig is hanging out, right? Like at night. Like you got to kind of be one of the guys.
Yeah.
And that's how you end up.
The thing is, I've been boring for a long time, So I just kind of continued to not hang out. Like, I've been asocial for a while now, where I'm like, I just can't.
Right.
Like, whenever somebody is like, what do I do? I'm like, I really can't. So it's just.
I'm super tied up, actually.
The baby's just like sounds like the excuse, but it's the same thing I've been doing.
Right. They're like, Segura's changed since he had a baby. And you're like, actually, no, he hasn't.
Nah, he never hung out.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Now
That's right. I'm still not hanging out.
Right.
That might be the name of my next special.
I'm still not hanging out.
Still not hanging out. Yeah.
It's good. It's and since your wife is a comic, do you end up having to take shifts? Like, do you?
Sort of.
Yeah.
You do.
Like, who does it? Who watches the baby at night?
Well, like right now she's home. I will do. We do a dream feed.
What's
you know Dream Feed?
I don't know what
some
dream
fun
feed.
baby stuff for you. So
Tell me about Dream Feed.
Dream Feed is.
You ready for this, Roxy?
I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You wake little guy up.
Right.
He's in a dead sleep.
Right.
I wake him up sometime between 10 and 11.
At night?
At night.
Yeah.
So he's been asleep for a few hours.
Yeah.
You wake him up and he's just like, what is happening?
Yeah. Like
really
middle of
slow.
REM sleep.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Really slow. He's like, what, dude? You unzip him, change him real quick. It's just a pee-pee diaper. It's not that big of a deal.
Sure.
And then stick a bottle in his mouth.
Uh-huh.
He'll drink, chow down 6-7 ounces.
Right.
Burp him.
Right.
Put him right back to sleep.
See, this is so and then I'll stay asleep.
Yeah. Sleep through.
This is like training a dog.
They're
like
dogs. They are. They're
Right.
just bigger dogs.
Like, why don't more people? This is the problem, right? Like, you're gonna raise a great kid because the kid is gonna be on your time.
Yeah.
It's not a matter of like, oh, well, I have this set, but I have to cancel it because baby just woke up, or
No,
like,
dude.
you got a baby in your arms and calling the club. I don't know if he'll be back asleep on time.
We sleep trained him. You got to sleep train your baby.
That's so fucking smart.
Yeah. You can start doing it at 4 months. People wait. They'll wait till like baby's 15 months, 18 months.
That's too late, right?
Then baby is going, da, and you're like, I can't say no. It's like,
he's verbally asking me to not do that.
Why? Why am I crying? And you're like, all right, pick him up. So you got to do it early.
Yeah. And does it drive you crazy when you hear about people, because I've heard like people who have babies like sleep in their beds with them until they're like way late.
Dude, I think that's absolutely insane. And I think you're not prioritizing your marriage anymore.
Really?
Yeah, of course.
Because you're like, it's not even just about like the baby. It's
inevitably
yeah.
With most. I have friends who do that. Husband goes and like starts sleeping on the couch.
Yeah.
Yeah, and you're like, what are you doing?
Right. You're not even fighting. Like your relationship is fine.
It's fine.
Yeah.
Have the baby sleep in the baby's room.
Right.
Dummy.
Right. How often do you? But does sex slow down?
Yeah, of course it slows down. Yeah.
It probably comes to a complete halt if the baby's in the bed.
Oh, if you're talking about a baby in bed,
then it's never. I mean, if it does happen, it's a huge issue.
I mean, you could just, you can trick them a lot at that age. So you just have them look at something, and you can still get it in there.
Right, like you throw an iPad in front of them.
Yeah.
And then you just slip it in.
Watch this.
And if it's been a while anyway, it's not going to take more than 30 seconds.
No,
get some pumps. And
never take me a long time. So, yeah.
Good for you.
I'm so fast. Yeah, I want to do a contest.
Of how fast do you jerk off quick too?
I can't. You know what I've been doing lately? I've been jerking off where, like, in our house, the master bath and bed, there's no door. So, you know what I mean? It's just, like, open from here, you see the... And
so if you're in bed, like, if your wife's in bed and you're taking a shit, she can see you?
No, she can't see me. There's a door for the shitter, but not for the shower.
I got you.
Right?
Also, it's
so
just sexy. So if you're just, like... showering in there.
I mean, just picture me sexy showering. Right.
And she can wake up like on a Sunday morning, like the sun's coming up, and you're just like caressing your body in the shower.
But I've been doing this contest for myself now where I try to crank them out in the shower. And then I'm like, do you know what I just jerked off? And she's like, what? like, I just jerked off right now.
Right.
And she's like, how? What? I'm, how?
I'll show you. I'll do it again real quick if you want.
And she hasn't caught me yet.
And she's in the room, like she's in the master bedroom.
She's right over there. It's like literally she would have to like lean, and she could see from a mirror, like from the angle. You can't see it just looking straight on.
Is the shower? Is it a glass door or is it a curtain?
Glass door.
So there is really no. I mean, there's fog, but you could see shapes.
Yeah, I just got to focus, and I'm like, I'm going for it, and then I just roll the dice.
What do you think about that? You can jerk off like that quickly with no porn.
Look, I know there's no FCC here, but I don't know if we could do that. Well,
I just mean like, and I don't even know if a younger person could do this, like a teenager nowadays.
Oh yeah.
To just be able to use your imagination and jerk off that quick.
And then you're thinking, like, sometimes I go, what if she walks in right now, and I'll start to go flaccid, and then the same thought will get me more aroused. Right. So it's like down and then up, and I'm like, yeah, and then it just goes. Yeah.
So it's almost like you're just so goal oriented that you're just thinking about coming, and then I came.
Yep.
That's great.
Do you jerk off in front of your wife?
I don't jerk off in front of my wife. I've never gotten caught.
Isn't that amazing? Because I've never been caught either.
I've never been caught. The most blatant, I've started in bed. Like, I've never finished in bed next to her. But she's been asleep.
Yep.
And I'll start in bed and then kind of do the jerk-off waddle walk to the bathroom, which is outside. There's doors and stuff. So once I'm in the bathroom, I'm in the clear. But I did once, like I did it in a hotel once. She was asleep in the hotel bed, and I went into the bathroom to jerk off. But sometimes she gets mad at me when I do stuff like that.
Really?
She gets upset that I didn't wake her up or something. She's like,
really?
It makes her feel like I don't know if she's jealous of me, like myself. Like, you're nodding your head, Roxy?
Yeah, absolutely.
You'd be mad, like, if you and I were married and I was like, you know what I did last night while you were sleeping?
Yeah.
I jerked off right next to you.
Yeah, I definitely not mad, but like, why didn't you include me in the process, kind of thing. I totally get that.
But
I think that's a good thing. That's what you want from your wife. That she's like, oh, I would have wanted to play with you instead.
Right.
But isn't that like a thoughtful thing too, that I didn't wake you up?
Right.
No, but maybe she wants to get woken up. Wouldn't you want your wife to wake you up in the middle of the night to have sex with you?
Yeah.
Okay.
But I'm a guy and we're all dumb.
Yeah.
Right. And if my wife wakes me up in the middle of the night to have sex, she might not come. Like, it's just it's still.
Oh, my wife's definitely not gonna come.
Right.
But there's 0% chance of that happening.
Right.
That's why I'm like, I think I'm just like speeding things up, because I've done that too.
Where you'll wake her up, and it's like
I don't wake her up. Yeah. Now I've woken her up a couple times.
Right. But that's what it is, like, because you wake up your wife, and it's like you're just gonna have sex with her until you come, which isn't gonna take long.
Right.
And then it's like, okay, we're done now.
Well, she just wants to do something nice for you.
Well, then just don't give me a hard time. How about that for being nice?
Why do you not want her to wake up? I don't understand. You'd rather jerk off?
It's quicker. It's not as much going on. Like, yeah. Like, at times. Like, there are times
There's
when
certain times you definitely want your wife involved.
Yeah.
For sure.
Like, I want to have sex right now.
But like that you know, that like that I can't sleep brain, and you just got a raging hard on. You're like, I just gotta like empty this. That time it just feels more efficient.
Yeah.
You know,
and there are times too where I'm like, okay, like I can't sleep, and I'll go like, there's nothing. I watch TV for 2 hours. I'm like, I don't want to watch TV anymore. I'm not hungry. If I go jerk off real quick, that's off the checklist. Like, I'm not gonna I don't have another load in me for another few hours.
Right.
And then it's like, once everything's off the checklist, sometimes it just is easier to fall asleep.
Yeah.
Because there's no other things to do.
I just would never rather masturbate than have sex with somebody. So if there was somebody laying next to me, I would just shove them awake.
I guess.
I mean, I don't know. I feel like, I don't know. I feel like I've maybe been chastised enough about lack of sleep. My brain's conditioned now to like, hey, look, when someone's sleeping,
don't bother them.
Yeah.
Well, if she doesn't want to wake up, she doesn't want to wake up. And then, of course, take care of yourself.
I woke her up, though.
Right.
She'll go back to sleep.
But she's not going to think that way. You've interrupted her REM. Like, she's going to be like, well, why'd you wake me up?
If you can wake the baby up, you can wake your wife up.
You think he should sleep train his wife?
Yeah, I don't know, man. I mean, I'll tell you what. I'm going to go for it.
You are?
I'm going to go for it, yeah.
You can tell her I said so.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, a girl on the radio said that it was mean.
I was on Sam's show, and they said, wake you up.
So,
wake up.
Good morning.
Yeah.
Want to have sex?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm ready.
I'm ready.
I'm ready to do it.
She's going to be like, I'm going to fucking kill you.
Right. No. It's easier to just get the job done yourself. And you don't have to risk. Like, there's even when you're married, that fear of rejection doesn't go away.
Yeah.
Like, you don't want, especially when you're married, you don't want to get rejected from the woman that you married. Like, you don't want to hear, like, no, I don't want to. Like, you're just like that makes you feel like such a piece of shit.
You got to think about her, though. Girls want options.
I'm not going to wake her up to give her options. She went to sleep. Right? She could.
It's so much quicker this way.
So much
What
quicker.
are we talking about?
Exactly. There's no conversation to have, especially since you've become such a professional.
I mean, yeah.
30 seconds and out.
Just so done.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
That's amazing. Is that, you worked on it, though?
Yeah, I mean, like, I feel like, I don't know, I started really young.
Yeah?
You know?
How old were you?
I was probably cranking them out when I was like 7.
No.
Yeah. Nothing came out, but I would.
7 years old is when you started cranking it out.
Yeah.
And I don't even know. See, I watched a lot of wrestling.
So you should come to that?
No, I didn't end up coming to it. No, that's just how I spent my time.
I would watch Spice, and it would just not come in. You know?
Oh my God!
And
yeah.
then it would come in for a second, and I was like, oh yeah. I saw a tit. Like,
yeah, exactly. That's what you do. Like it'd be scrambled,
Yeah.
and then you just see a nipple, or you'd hear a moan.
Yeah.
And that would be enough.
Yeah.
That would be because the internet was too slow for anything.
Right.
Like I would definitely do that. But that was when I was a little older. I was probably like 14 or 15 by then.
Yeah.
When I really I definitely wasn't. I had no concept. That's why I say I watched a lot of wrestling. I had no concept of like sexuality.
How much
at
wrestling
7.
did you watch?
I mean, that's all I did.
Really?
That's it. When I was a kid, that was it. I don't do that much more now, but that was all I did then. Yeah.
Really?
I just watched wrestling.
How many nights a week was that on as a kid?
It was only on like once a week, but I just watched tapes constantly.
Oh, tapes all the
yeah,
time.
yeah. I just watched my wrestling tapes.
Wow.
Over and over and over again, like an autistic kid.
Yeah.
But it was that was what I did.
Yeah.
And so I didn't have any concept of sexuality back then.
Do you still love it now?
Wrestling?
Yeah.
Or sex?
Let's do wrestling first.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. I watch wrestling all the time.
Huh.
Now it's on every night. It's amazing.
It is on all the time.
Do you watch it at all?
Never.
Never. Are you averse to it?
I mean, like, I don't think I could get into it. Yeah.
Why not?
I mean, it just to me.
Because it's stupid?
Yeah.
Oh, I see.
Yeah. I mean,
see, I don't mind it. I could never like argue with you that it's not stupid.
Yeah. To me, the whole like, I get it as entertainment.
Right.
I get it more as entertainment to kids though.
like you get it like as entertainment as something a child would be amused by.
A small child.
Not like a grown man.
I can't understand it.
And so when you watch wrestling and you see like men with children screaming at these wrestlers that they hate, are you going like, what the fuck is
Absolutely.
that?
What are you fucking doing?
Can't relate to it
Dude,
whatsoever.
I remember there was a WrestleMania a few years ago where I started tweeting, making fun of WrestleMania.
Oh, no.
Man, I got so much hatred.
Oh, yeah.
But it was really fun.
Like, you liked it.
It was enjoyable to provoke people and to like, to get people heated.
What were you saying?
I was just mocking.
Just like jumping on the hashtag WrestleMania. Like, but just not even watching, just making fun of it in general.
Absolutely. Making fun of everybody that's watching it.
Yeah.
Yeah, but losers, everybody has to be, stuff like that.
Well, that's what I was talking to Tony Hinchcliffe a while back.
Yeah.
About how when he went on Rogan's podcast and tried to tell him about like wrestling and Goldust and stuff like that, and Rogan just trashed it.
He got lit up.
All the wrestling fans came out. Like,
wrestling
is so popular.
It's precious, too.
Oh, my God.
Yeah.
Because people either, like, they're like you,
yeah,
where they want nothing to do with it because it is like a foreign universe.
But I don't actively pursue hating it either. That was just a one-off, you know.
Because for fun.
For fun.
For funsies.
Yeah.
Or they either want like only wrestling and nothing else, or they want zero wrestling.
Yeah.
It's very strange. There's not that many other things
I
like
guess
that.
at this point, do you think your passion for it though is more nostalgic? In other words, because you grew up with it, or is it the storylines that you're actually actively following? It's like a soap opera to you, right?
It's a soap opera, and it's a show. Like, I don't think I would start. I don't know. I mean, would I start watching now? That's tough to say.
Oof.
I mean,
you'd have to have a lot of shit wrong with you to start watching.
To just start like at 32.
Come on, man.
Just be like,
Get the fuck out of
I
here.
keep hearing about this wrestling stuff. It seems good.
There is no way that people are like, I'm in my 30s gonna check out some No,
like not even like I watched it. Like I never watched it when I was a kid, but some other kids I know did. Let me turn it on. Let me see what this is all about.
Come on, dude.
But I also don't think it's. I try not to do. I hate like just nostalgic shit. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like I hate people that just embrace like the stuff they liked when they were kids.
I get that, but do you think there's got to be a level of you loving it just because in your head?
Yeah, no. I think that's true. And it's like that's the way it becomes the sort of inner child escape mechanism.
Who's your favorite wrestler now?
That's like such
like
a condescending question.
No, like what dolls do you have?
See, like
now?
I don't like when people ask me that question.
Why?
Because there's no way to answer. Like as a 32-year-old man, for me to say this person, he's my favorite wrestler. It's like there's no way to say that without.
Don't you have the fat head on your wall?
Ridiculous. I don't have any fat heads on my wall. No. No, I don't.
Give me your top 3 favorite wrestlers.
I mean, do I have favorite wrestlers? Yes. Yeah. Like, do I? If you go in my bag right now, would you find wrestling T-shirts? The answer is yes.
Really?
Yeah. I was wearing one yesterday.
What was it?
For a guy named Kevin Owens. He's one of my favorites.
There you go.
He is. I like him a lot.
That's true.
Shout out to
I saw you wearing that shirt.
Oh, you saw him wearing it?
I was. Yeah. The shirt says "Fight Owens, Fight" on it, and that's what we want him to do.
Were you a big Dwayne the Rock Johnson fan?
Still am.
You still are.
I love The Rock.
Yeah, I think he's great.
I think he's amazing.
Yeah.
He's the one guy. That's why he's so good for wrestling. He's the one guy that just guys just like him. You know what I mean?
Sure.
Everybody just loves to anybody come out and say they don't like The Rock is like, you're a fucking asshole.
Yeah.
You know?
He is doing this thing right now though that's this very calculated smile that's kind of throwing me off.
What is it?
It's just he's always like
like he's just walking around.
Yeah, he's always mugging now, and
Right.
it seems forced, but I still like him.
You do?
Yeah, because he's got great teeth.
I have never found somebody that found the dark side of The Rock.
He's
like, I don't know any stories. I've met him a couple times, and he's always been like The Rock.
You follow him on Instagram?
I follow him on Instagram.
Dude, when does that dude? It's like him and Hart. When do they sleep?
Right.
All he's posting is like, it's 4 a.m. I just
and grind.
Lifted weights for 6 hours, and I'm gonna do cardio. Now I'm shooting a movie. Now I'm producing a television show.
Here's my stack of pancakes. I'm gonna eat them all right now.
Yeah, like, dude, when do you not do? It's absurd.
And then he's got projects that actually come out. Like, it's not bullshit.
Yeah.
And he just launched he's like the 54th most powerful person in Hollywood, they say.
Really?
54th.
There's that smile. Look at that fucking smile.
Oh, yeah.
Look at those smiles.
I see it. It's that smile like, I'm just fucking with you.
Yeah.
Like, like, he'll say something, I'm just fucking with you. We're buddies here. You've never met him?
No, I've never met him. It's like it's a half laughing smile.
Yeah. He does have amazing teeth.
Yeah.
Amazing teeth.
Yeah. God, it looks like me. Look at him right there.
He looks like you?
Right there, he does.
Let me see him again.
Right there on the far left, doing the flex.
Draw up a picture of Kevin Owens, because, like, for some reason, I more thought that this wrestler Kevin Owens looked like you.
Let's see.
And you just tell me if you see the.
Oh my God.
Yeah. See, that's more like.
So you're basically saying you're a fan of mine.
Yeah. No. Yeah. I think you probably look more like a Kevin Owens type than like a The Rock type.
I like that you're a fan of this guy.
You do.
Yeah.
Because he looks like you.
Doesn't look like he hits the gym all that often.
He doesn't. I don't think so. He's great though.
Yeah.
He's got great cardio. And he does flips and shit. So
he does flips?
A couple of flips. Not huge flips, but he'll do a couple flips.
So they're tremendous athletes.
They are tremendous athletes. Yeah. And they tell a hell of a story as far as I'm concerned.
I love this.
Oh, my God. So what else is going on, man? How's the podcast going?
It's great.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's great, man. We're doing
I was gonna ask you, because the podcast reminded me of it. I was gonna ask you when we were talking about you standing up in front of all those people doing stand-up, you know? Do you ever, like, get this self-conscious moment where you're like, I'm just talking into a microphone and these 20,000 people are just looking at me? You know what I mean? Like, I get like self-conscious when people ask me what I do for a living, and I try to tell them I just talk on the radio. Like, I have a radio show.
Right.
Like, because I'm like, I break it down too much in my own head where I'm just talking. Like, I'm just here talking. Like, you actually have a job, and I just go someplace and talk, and then meet famous people and talented people.
Yeah.
And then that's what I do.
Right.
Like, what do you do? Oh, you work. Right. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, I don't feel self-conscious so much for things I say. I start to feel self-conscious because we have cameras also in the room.
When you're podcasting, yeah.
Yeah, cameras make me self-conscious.
Right.
Sometimes. But I don't normally, like, they're off to the side. I don't, you forget about them, which is good.
Right.
Because you end up not thinking about it. But when I'll catch a glance of it, I'll totally be like, oh, yeah.
That's what I have to do. I just
sit up straighter.
Right.
Like, oh yeah.
I
Stop
just
slouching.
Have to like just realize the fact that I have weird tics and move around a lot and just ignore. Because I also like I go back and edit a lot of the stuff myself.
Mm-hmm.
So that means I have to stare at what's going on the whole time. Which is like I just like you at the beginning you just make a pledge like I'm not cutting anything out. Like I'm not watching this critically. I just need to put an edit together.
Yeah.
You know, and you just have to ignore the fact that it's you looking like a fucking asshole.
Yeah, I mean, you ever think about all the nonsense you've said that's recorded?
Oh my God!
Like how much dumb shit you've said. I think about that sometimes.
You do?
Like, of course.
Yeah.
I've just said so much stupid. Like at this point, I go if I wanted to get a job in the real world, and somebody just was like, let's look up this guy's name,
right,
and then just play an episode, they'd be like, there's no way we're hiring this person.
Right.
This is just like completely HR night. That's how I think about that.
Right.
You know? Not that I want a job.
They haven't even, but yeah, without even like they don't even need like the key point. Like they don't need the I was in a coma from GHB story. Like they just the basics.
The basic.
Just a random thing that you said.
Just me plugging my dates
right
at the beginning of a podcast is not enough to hire me. There's going to be enough dumb shit said around saying Columbus and Baltimore that it's going to be like, nah, that's not cool.
I feel like I've said so much stuff over the last several years that there's too much for anybody to go through.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? Like you just don't have a little bit of stuff.
The library is
tons of
yes.
stuff.
Yeah.
And then that way nobody's going to want to go through all this stuff.
Well, I also think about like the comedian thing gets you a lot of slack too.
Right.
That if you've never been like, I'm sorry about something I said, then it's all in the wheelhouse of your performance, and you're like, hey, look, I've been saying dumb shit for a long time.
Yeah.
So that one day when you do go like, what's this guy been saying? You're like, first of all, there's 1,000 hours of it.
Right.
And I never deviated from having a stupid point of view.
Plus, if you wanted like a square job, all you'd have to do is tell somebody there, oh no, I was doing a character at stand-up, and they'd be like, oh yeah, totally. Like they don't understand.
Yeah, they totally don't understand.
Like, oh, that's your stand-up. That's a stand-up character that he does.
My favorite thing about people who watch stand-up casually is they think that every set is all new.
Dude, do you know?
So funny.
Speaking of wrestling, you know who Mick Foley is? Mankind Cactus Jack.
Yes.
You know he does stand up too.
I do know that. Yeah.
And he does. It's more like he evolved it into like a storytelling thing.
Yeah, I heard it's really good.
It is. Yeah, it's great. It's a really good show. I've seen it. I've watched it evolve, and he's turned it into something that's like.
Do you have his doll at the house or no?
Well, I'm more of an action figure guy.
Right, okay.
Like I don't like it's not a doll.
Right. Oh no,
it's like
I didn't mean to sound condescending the way I said that.
Are you asking me if I have a Mick Foley action figure?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yes.
Okay.
Yes is the answer.
There's a few.
Better
right
question was how many do you have?
Right.
I mean, I would say like of those you're looking at on Google image search.
Yeah.
Most. You know.
That's cool.
I know. I was just thinking that too. It's cool.
I like that we got to see more when she changed the size of the page.
But his first, he's doing stand-up. And in the very beginning, somebody booked him to do like 3 nights in, I don't know, England or something like that. And he went over to Europe. He's doing his sets. And on Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, he did 3 different hours.
What?
Because he didn't know anything about stand-up.
Yeah.
So he just was like, okay, I think I got
Tonight
this hour.
I'll tell this.
I think I got this hour. I think I got this hour.
Wow.
And somebody finally had to come and tell him, like, Mick, what are you doing? It's 1 hour. Like, just one. And you just do that one.
Make it the best you can.
Right.
Yeah.
And then eventually you can record it, and then you could do another one, maybe. Some people don't even do another one.
Right.
Like just 1 hour. That's all you need.
Yeah.
Oh.
People don't know that.
It's weird.
A friend of mine one time was like, I saw you, at the Improv, and then I saw you at the store, and I did hear like one of those things before. And I was like, yeah. And he's like, what's up with that? I'm like, well, that's like how you build.
Right.
And he didn't get it, and I go, wait a minute. Do you think that like when you turn on HBO and you see Chris Rock come out for a special, that's just him coming out that night?
Just being
and
funny.
That's just off the top of his head. And he was like, yeah. Is that not how it works? I'm like, no. He's been touring for like a year and a half to get that into that shape. He had no fucking clue.
Yeah. He gets an HBO special just based on the fact, I don't know, we've seen him like 38 times.
You're funny.
He's been funny every time.
Yeah. Go for it.
I guess we'll put him on HBO and see if he's funny or not.
Just wing it that night.
Right. Roxy, did you ever, because you're pretty familiar with entertainment, but I don't know how familiar you are with stand-up.
Well, yeah, I'm pretty familiar, but how long are you actually allowed to use it for? Because I figured you guys switched it up every couple of months. Is it really sometimes a year and a half?
Oh, yeah.
Longer than that?
Sometimes. It's basically the current kind of rule, unofficial rule, is that you don't like to hit the same market, obviously, with the same. So, like, if you played St. Louis, you're not going to go back to St. Louis and be like, here's the same thing you saw last time. So, however often you do that, most people don't hit the same market but once a year, so there's a year turnaround. And then once something airs, right, so like you get a special, Netflix, HBO, that Comedy Central, that material is out there, so you go, well, it's out there, so that's kind of retired. But that's not true for everybody. Some people tour with material that's out there.
So once you've got it, you're good for a year. Like, you can just sit pretty. You don't have to do much thinking.
Well, but you got to build, like, you don't build the hour in a week or a month usually, it's usually you're building it over a period of time, and then when you have it as a complete hour, there's already cities off the checklist because you were building it in those cities. So now you got to take it,
and you've tweaked the jokes.
Yes,
but you haven't changed them.
Right.
Like
and then I mean,
not changed them enough to go back to that market.
Usually not.
Yeah.
I mean, usually not. And then and there is stuff that gets added up until the week that you shoot something. Sometimes you just have a new joke that just comes that week. But for the most part, yeah, you're doing that thing for. I mean, in my case, it came out. The new one came out in January.
Yeah.
And I'll want to shoot something by spring of 2017.
Okay, so a year and a half or so.
Yeah, about that. So it's about like a 15-month turnaround.
Yeah. That's good. It's 15 months. I think is a good amount of time. I think guys who do it in a year or even less, like sometimes it gets to be overwhelming.
Even really good ones.
Yeah. You're just like, I can't keep up with how many specials there are.
Yeah.
And I think
a Rock actually to go to him was his thing was like 2 years.
Yeah.
I know Carlin had like a 18-month thing.
Because then it becomes this event. Like, guess what?
Yeah.
He's
ready.
back with another hour, and it's like, yeah, here we go.
Yeah.
Here we go. But it does take like
takes time.
Perfecting.
Yeah.
Yeah, you gotta cook it for as long as you possibly can.
Yeah.
It's like
I mean, this fucking 6-month shit. You gotta be kidding me.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah. Well, then you got like I think there are now. I feel like there's a lot more opportunities for comedians now than there's ever been.
True.
And I feel like because of that, like when people are getting into entertainment, like nobody's stupid enough to get into radio anymore. Like if I could give anybody advice, it's like if you want to have a radio show, you need to be a comedian and then start a podcast.
Sure.
Because if I'm going like I'm on the radio and here's my podcast, they're like, we mainly like comedians podcasts, and I go, well, great, perfect, fuck me then, because I've just been figuring out how to broadcast. You know.
Sure.
Yeah, but we like it's funny though. You go okay. How do you feel about the material that you do on your podcast, though? Because, like, I know there are times when I'm doing radio where it'll be some of the things I do, I'm like, good, get them done. I never want to – that fucking sucked, and I never want to do it again.
Yeah.
And then other things, it's like they'll just be like this 20 minutes or this 30 minutes or whatever it was that I'm like, I wish that could just live.
Right.
You know what I mean? I wish I could do one show a week where I just put together the 5 best things that I did, and then I could just have that forever. I was watching. This was another reason. I was out in Sonoma over the weekend with my wife and her friends, and I knew I was in for a terrible weekend when the first night they were all in the theater club together.
You woke her up to fuck.
I woke her up to fuck, and she was like, no. And I was like, oh, that sucks. No, I knew I was in for a terrible night because they were all theater geeks, and one of the girls goes, good news, guys. I have a bootleg copy of Hamilton that we can watch tonight. And I was like, no. Fuck no.
Amazing news.
No.
Brilliant
news. No. I mean,
did you guys watch it?
We watched it was not. It was literally somebody had like an iPhone in the audience in the balcony, and they were just shooting it. It was like one of those like 1990s bootleg 57th Street movies. But they watched it for like 15 minutes, and then they all went to sleep, which was thank God.
Yeah, you jerked off.
Then I could just stay up and jerk off. Then it's no problem. But I was watching Hamilton, being like, I'm so sick of this fucking Broadway show. Like, number one, it's teacher rap. You know what I mean? It's like cool teacher hip hop. It's not like rap music. It's like, let me tell you something about Alexander Hamilton. And you're like, what?
It's just behind like cop rap.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
Drugs ain't cool, and neither are guns. Yeah. All right.
Okay, great. You don't actually learn. Nobody who goes to Hamilton knows one iota more about American history at all.
The show is just this phenom. It's like this. I've never seen anything like.
I know
the hype around. I mean, it's obviously well deserved. I don't mean to say hype in a dismissive way, but I've never seen anything.
My dad called me like a couple weeks ago, and he goes, "Hey, I just got an email from Amex. They got a deal on Hamilton tickets. Do you want me to get them for you and Jess?" And I knew my wife would want to see it. So I was like, yeah, sure. If you got a deal, sure. Yeah. And he calls me back, and he goes, we're not getting the Hamilton tickets. I was like, why? And he goes, because we wouldn't be able to go for 6 months, and they're $800.
Oh, my God.
And I was like, I'm not willing to do that either. That's ridiculous.
Wow.
But one of the other, like, not only is the whole premise to me infuriating, but watching it, and I'm being like, this guy, Lin-Manuel Miranda.
Yeah. He
put together his 2-hour play rapping about Alexander Hamilton, and that's all he has to do.
Ever.
Is create his 2 hours, and he's finished, and it's a work of genius. I'm sitting here doing 3 hours a night, every night.
Yeah.
You know?
Yes. It's like musicians. Same thing.
Yes.
They get a couple hits, and they're like, I'm just going to play these for 35 years.
Whereas, like if you put out a special on I won't even. We'll talk about the podcast. But if you put out a special on Netflix,
Yeah.
you put it out, everybody loved it, and like Roxy would come to you in 6 months, right? If you liked it, and be like, "Oh my God, you were so funny. When are you going to do another Netflix special?"
People do that the week it comes out.
Yes.
They
When are you
go,
going to do another one?
When are you doing the next one? And you're like, I don't fucking know.
I just did that. Why can't it just stand there in like as a moment in time forever?
Yeah, and
No.
why can't I do it like Hamilton, just over and over and over,
Right.
and then hire other people to do it
Can you imagine that?
in different cities, like
Yeah.
have a standalone show?
You could get Kevin Owens from WWE to come
Kevin
in
could
and
definitely do it. I fucking
and-
love wrestling, and he looks like me.
Right,
Hook me
exactly.
up with him.
I will.
Yeah, like dude, you're gonna do Austin and Chicago.
Right.
It's a residency for 6 months.
Right. Here's
You
the watch the Netflix
Yeah.
special. It's the same shit.
Yeah, you
know.
do your twist on it.
Yeah.
Perform it your way.
Right, but it doesn't work that way.
No,
For some
man.
reason, like the stuff like stand up, podcasting, radio, it's all disposable.
Dude, that show is gonna make him like a billionaire. It's crazy.
Easily.
But
Easily.
he also will be forgettable. I think you guys are both in better positions. I'm not just saying that because I'm sitting in the same room
What?
with you guys. Yes, absolutely, because your stocks are going to just keep going up, and he has plateaued. This is not anything. He's never going to do anything better than this. It's not going to be like he's
That
going to
much is
create the
true.
next Hamilton. So
Right.
you guys don't have to go to bed every single night thinking, oh, holy crap, I just made Hamilton. Now what?
You need her around more often.
You think so?
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. It's just for like self-confidence.
No, but
Right.
it's
Right.
true.
Just to be like,
Yeah.
here's what you're forgetting. You guys are still doing great shit. Hamilton's over. He's
yeah.
done.
He's done.
That's it.
Women aren't attracted to guys who are finished, are they?
No, definitely not.
I didn't think so. No. He probably never gets laid.
I bet he doesn't. I bet he doesn't even come at all.
I bet he never comes. I bet he never even fucking kisses.
I think he can wake anybody up in the middle of the night if he wants.
Oh,
I don't
Come
think so.
on.
I don't think so.
See how she keeps us humble?
Yeah.
You losers.
I bring you up and then I
Yeah,
knock you
but
back
yeah,
down.
yeah, yeah.
you
It's
know?
not cool.
Good job, coach.
It's not cool. Also, I think to be fair, I don't want to speak out of turn, but I feel like, it's going to be a tough road if we're going to do something as well received as Hamilton.
Yeah.
I mean, maybe he is done, but he kind of really did well.
Well, he did well, but you guys just keep doing well, and he did
Right.
well. That's the past.
right.
Did his
Right.
past.
That's the
That dude's
past.
so fucking yesterday.
Doing
Exactly.
well.
Yeah.
Exactly. And it's like, we're millennials, me and Tom Segura. So it's like, who's even thinking about what's yesterday?
Yeah.
Okay?
That's not even trending anymore.
Tom and I live in fast forward. Right, Tom?
You know it.
Yeah.
Is Lynn on the air right now? Huh?
Lin-Manuel?
Are you on the air, bitch?
I don't think
I
so.
don't think so.
Nope. And you know why? Because you ain't got nothing to say. Because this isn't the rap about the guy who's on the $10 bill show.
Bop-a-doo-bop-a-dop-bop-bop.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Nailed it.
Nailed it.
Piece of shit.
You suck.
Yeah.
Your show sucks.
Nailed him. Nobody's going to see
We
that
burned
show
him so
anymore.
hard.
Oh, he is. Now, by that clip that has to go on YouTube.
I think a fun thing to do would be to see what's the most somebody would pay to see your show.
Like to see Sam Roberts' show?
Sure.
Yeah. I promise you.
Yeah.
It'll be the best show I've ever done.
Yeah.
I get a ton of great guests. I'll be whatever you like. I'll do a 4-hour show, not even 3 hours. 4
I would
hours.
love that experiment for myself, like to pick a good market
Yeah.
and be like, all right, and they're like, all right, so you want to do like $30 tickets? And I'm like, no. Let's start them at $400.
It's like eBay.
And just see.
People
And just
bid on
see
it?
if somebody, and then they're just like, all right,
Yeah. Hopefully, I won't have
there's-
to do radio.
there's a lot of empty seats, but these three weird guys did buy $400 tickets.
Yeah, and honestly, the $400 tickets made more than we would have if we had.
Yeah.
So if you want to just do for the three, you
Yeah.
don't. I guess you don't have to do radio.
Yeah.
No, I won't then.
I don't think I'll do a show. I think I'll just go meet them. Just talk to
Yeah,
them.
yeah. Just you guys just want to hang
Hey guys,
out, or
what's up?
so? What do you? I mean, do you guys know any jokes? What do you want to hear? Or
Why would you spend that much money on this?
yeah, that was.
was
It's not
really dumb.
Hamilton.
Yeah, this
it's
is-
just me
You
talking.
think I'm gonna rap?
I don't even know what I'm gonna say right now. There's no makeup. There's no costumes. It's nothing.
I can't do a show to you.
It's nothing. How is one of my favorite? I feel like it's an accomplishment of mine. You bestowed it upon me.
Mhm.
I was able to get the Bert is Fat craze on SiriusXM. It had not hit SiriusXM, had
That's
it?
true. I don't think so.
And we were on the trucking channel. And
Uh-huh.
I don't know how we got away with that. We weren't talking about axles. We weren't talking about
That was
tires.
the trucking channel?
Yeah, it was.
Really?
I don't even know what it is. They were like, my friend was like, do you want to co-host the trucking channel tomorrow? And I was like, yeah, I mean, I talk to truckers on my show, and they were like, yeah, we're not going to talk about trucks. And I go, oh, all right. So I think I'm doing the trucking channel. Yeah. There's lots of truckers that listen to me. Yeah. They're like, no, this one's just for the truckers. And the only thing that made it the trucking channel, you didn't get to witness this. It was really weird. Truck drivers throughout the show were calling up and doing like traffic and accident reports.
Oh, really?
Hey, there's an overturned tractor trailer on this road in Indianapolis and blah, blah, blah. Just wanted to give everybody the heads up.
Wow.
And it wasn't like, it was like, all right, thanks, man.
And that's a regular thing.
It's just that, like, throughout the show, it's like 3 or 4 different truckers called in from 3 or 4 different parts of the country saying,
just heads up.
Yeah, there's some shit on the road, so watch out for it.
Wow, what a sense of community they have. I had no idea.
It is. Yeah. But you came on the trucking channel, and you announced that Bert Kreischer was fat.
Right. I've done it in so many places now.
You have, right?
Yeah. And we, we started a T-shirt battle. So we created shirts that hashtag Bert is fat and then hashtag Tom is fat.
Right.
And then people, depending on whose side you're on in the battle, you would buy the respective shirts. They're at tomsegura.com.
How come you got to sell both of them?
Because it would seem like a cleaner operation that I would just. So basically, the deal I made with Bert was that no matter costs or profits, I'll just split it down the middle.
Now that's something you started this.
I totally started this. I never ever imagined. I thought it was a one-off, silly thing to say. Here's how. This is hilarious. Bert is in Montreal right now.
Yes.
Doing the Just for Laughs festival.
I texted him. I was going to try because I'm a friend of Bert's too.
Yeah.
And I was going to try to have him on the show tomorrow, but he's in Montreal.
Yeah, he's in Montreal. He just texted me. When you get to Montreal and you're a performer, the festival has individualized itineraries for you, right? It's like in an envelope, and it's very official, like on their letterhead. And he texted me that just a photo of his itinerary. They printed on the itinerary the name Bert Kreischer.
No.
And then drew a line through it and then put Bert Kreischer next to it. So even the festival is getting in on the general fuckery of this whole thing. But yeah, so Bert's like my best. Some people don't know. He's like my best friend.
Right.
And this was like, Bert's one of these guys that like he can fluctuate his weight like 30 pounds in a week. So he was making these vlogs and he was like, I just got off the road and I put on like 35 pounds and I'm so fat. And he made all these videos about.
Which, by the way, is exactly what he sounds like.
Yeah, I know.
It's like spot on.
Yeah, he's like, I'm fat. I'm so fucking fat right now. So he made these videos that, like how he was like doing daily weigh-ins and all this stuff. So he's like putting it out there. I go do one of these horrible fucking morning shows, right? Morning news shows, which is always worse because you get like 3 minutes and they're like, and it's like it's people that are not coming to your show.
Right.
It's 7 o'clock in the morning. The moms taking care of their babies are not like, I'm gonna go see this. It's like it's not the right place to publicize stand-up usually.
Right. Which is why you start doing the character.
Right. So I just, in my own way to get through it, I'm there to fuck around.
Right.
And when I get there, I go, they always have lead-ins. What do you want us to ask you? And
by the way, Roxy, while you're hearing this story, I want you to picture this man, but I want you to picture him in a straight brim hat. Some kind of jacket with some kind of fur on it.
Yeah, like a chinchilla scarf.
Yeah, and a big gold chain and sunglasses that he wears inside throughout the appearance, and requests that he be called DJ Dadmouth while downplaying the stand-up and upplaying that he's going to go on Twitter and announce that
they're like, we have this weekend you're at I'm like, yeah, it's no big deal. I don't have to talk about that shit. And they're like, all right. So
and he goes, check my Twitter. There'll be an after party. I'm really focusing on the DJ thing right now.
So it's all about playing up the DJ gigs. And then they go, what do you want us to ask you?
Right.
And normally when you say something that's kind of like provocative in the sense that it's like the question itself is fucking around.
Yeah.
Those news people will be like, I don't know, man. Like,
right.
They'll put like a stop on it. They don't want to do it.
Right.
So they go, what do you want us to ask you? I go, ask me why Bert's so fat. Ask me why Bert Kreischer's so fat. And she goes, okay. Like normally they'd be like, so that sounds mean. I don't want to do that.
When she says okay, are you like, oh my God?
Oh my God. Inside I was like,
yeah. And
then we just sat down and she's like, oh, you're at the Funny Bone this week, blah, blah, blah. I was like, yeah, anyways. And she goes, tell me, why is Bert Kreischer so fat?
Which, by the way, is not his name.
It's not his name.
His name is Bert Kreischer.
Yeah. But she made it Chrysler, and then people started calling him Bert Kreischer, and then Bart Kreischer, and then people hit him so hard because we put the video up and we talked about it on the podcast. They just destroyed all his social media stuff. Like Facebook, Instagram, to the point where he said on his Facebook, people were like, why are you so fat? And the people that knew him that didn't know what was going on would write to that person like, hey, that's really mean. Why are you doing that? And they would be like, fuck you, he's fat. Just totally off the rails, like internet gone wild shit.
Right,
you know?
We're not breaking, and we're on the internet, so I don't have to look at you face to face. Yeah.
And then it went real crazy for a minute, and then I go, let's do a shirt. I really just want to give him money because I feel badly, but but I go, we'll do a battle, and I'll go, and then I'll put Tom is fat, so you can encourage people to buy that. And he got like a little a few guys behind him, but it's a massacre. It's not.
Yeah, no, it's not close. It's not close right now. I haven't seen any Thomas Fat stuff, and I've seen a lot of.
There are some few. There's a couple dedicated guys. His three guys are really into it.
Well, because it is. I mean, it is pretty much all the Tom Segura fans and you. Are pretty much using bully tactics. Yeah. So it is nice to see that there are a couple people that are like, no, we support the nice guy.
But what people like also don't understand is like first of all, he's a really funny, really quick, and like as a friend, he's a ball buster.
Yes.
Every time I've walked in the room for the last 10 years, he's like, "Sorry, Tom, we're out of food. I guess you're not gonna have any." Like he's always throwing jabs about this shit, right?
Right.
So, like, for me, it was, like, kind of satisfying just that he gained a little bit of weight.
Right.
So that I could just play with him.
Right.
It wasn't,
not realizing.
And I wouldn't do it if he was, like, 350-pound guy. You know what I mean? Or
a woman, because she would cry herself to sleep every night.
Absolutely.
Right.
Yeah, no, I would not do that.
Just some chick you don't know. Like, hey, how'd that chick get so fat? Am I right, guys?
That would not be accepted.
No, that wouldn't be good.
There's definitely a double standard there.
Yeah.
Like, even if it was like, oh, no, she's my friend. No. People would be like, you're a piece of shit.
Yeah.
Right.
Like, they would not let it fly.
I'm looking at a picture of you that Adrian sent me of you on these morning shows. It's a good look.
DJ Dadmouth?
Oh, yeah.
You should make it a point. We've played a couple of them on the show before, but you should definitely make it a point to look him up. He once, my favorite one, I think, because I like when I think that the newscasters are getting in trouble. That, to me, is the funnest.
There's one lady who really... Like, I was like, ask me about my big announcement. Oh, there, and she was like, okay. And then she was really excited. Like, this will be kind of neat. And then when I told her that my big announcement was that I'm non-binary, like I have no gender, she was like, ugh.
Yeah, let's. Like, can you cue this up, Jared?
She didn't like that at all.
Well, I've been focusing more on my DJ. Made allegations against Phil for the comedy's kind of like something.
Hang on,
what else
I'm
are we
hearing
listening
two
to?
things.
It's all about the after party.
Oh, I'm hearing Fox News at the same time.
Your big announcement?
No.
Oh, it's just random? Okay.
Yeah. The DJ is something that's really, I'm focusing on.
Scroll forward.
I tweet out like where it is, and then people go.
Yeah, go like that.
Big announcement. The big announcement I want to make is that last year, I came out as poly and bi, and now I'm proud to say that I'm non-binary.
What is that?
Oh, interesting.
Is there more to this? Because I'm confused.
Oh, yeah. So most people fall within the male and female binary.
Yeah.
Right? And then I'm non-binary. So I don't fall into either one. So, like, I'm actually, like, fluid binary, meaning that depending on the moment, I kind of go between different genders. Interesting. So, like, today, I'm astral gender right now, which is I'm a gender from outer space.
Now look at her face.
As two hosts who couldn't find a door yesterday.
She hated it.
Oh, man.
And she hated you.
So much.
She did?
She was so upset. She didn't say bye afterwards. She texted the guy like, what the fuck was that?
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Because she just feels like you're making a joke of her show, or why she hates you so much she has no sense of humor.
Yeah, she was just like, not like, the funny thing is, after a few of these went up, now when I walk in like this, people are like, what are we doing? Like, what are you... Like, how can we have fun with this?
Yeah.
So, like, I think they've seen a few of the... Because there's, like, 4 or 5 now. So, now, recently, when I went to them, they were like, what do you mean to ask you? Like,
right, like, how are we going to...
Yeah, they want to have fun with it.
Right.
Like, they're like...
But you didn't include them in on the joke, so they feel left out.
Well, yeah, I never want to include him in on the show.
Never.
But I mean, she was just like, that was.
I think too, people like not only there are some people, especially in that kind of an industry, where they know what they do is a joke, right? So like they want to be taken seriously, so they're fighting to be taken seriously.
They want to be cool.
And they want to be cool, yeah, because those are the two things. You're not cool, and your job is a joke. And those are the two things they're fighting against.
And she's definitely the coolest person in her circle, you know?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, like she does her TV show, but I think that she doesn't want to not be in on a joke, and she thinks because otherwise you're making a joke out of her. And she is probably so sensitive to the gay, straight, bi, poly, non-binary world that like she does not want that to be brought up.
Right.
Gender roles shouldn't be brought up on her morning show.
Sure.
My favorite one was and this is where I think the host got in trouble in his earpiece because DJ Dadmouth gave a shout out to Throatzilla on the air, and the anchor made the mistake of asking who Throatzilla was. Now Tom very rarely breaks when he's doing these characters. Like
this is it.
He almost never breaks. Yeah, put this up, Jared.
Yeah.
Dadmouth in town.
I mean, and he's totally.
See, he
clueless.
went for it. Yeah, but he's like.
Explain the outfit, Tom.
I mean, I'm just more focused on, you know.
I brought you bacon too.
I'm gonna eat that.
Like we got bacon. It's breakfast today.
I've been DJing a lot more than doing stand-up. So my focus has been
he so
wrapping
doesn't
up
know
the,
how to
the
handle
stand-up shows and then hitting some turntables.
Where are you going to go this weekend? Besides the Comedy Zone this weekend, I'll go ahead and get the plug. One show tonight, 2 shows tomorrow night, 2 shows on Saturday as well.
Right.
So now you're kind of just looking for different places to go to DJ.
It's all about the after party, man. I mean, I want to give a shout out to Kim Ann. You are amazing. And Throatzilla.
Throatzilla?
Yeah.
Is that a friend? Do I want to hear the story? Remember what time we're on, though.
I mean, yeah. She's a Dallas-based entertainer.
Okay.
She's gifted. If you have, you know, $500, you can do a lot.
I think I was just told to stop with that story, Tom.
That's my favorite part.
Oh my God.
Okay.
So
And you go, all right, no problem. But he goes like, because you know somebody's in his earpiece going like, have him move on.
Yeah,
We don't need, you know, you get Throatzilla.
Like, do you understand what's going on?
Roxy, what do you think? Throatzilla's a real person.
Yeah.
What do you think Throatzilla might do for a living? She's a Dallas-based entertainer, we found out.
I don't think she puts bacon down her throat.
No, it's not bacon.
Yeah,
I
I
met
feel
her.
like it's more. She's more
You
of a
met
sausage
the real
girl.
Throatzilla?
She came. I did all these shout-outs made her, you know, happy.
By the way, I love that DJ Dadmouth said she's amazed.
Yeah.
So awful.
Well, no, I said that Kim Ann. I go shout out to Kim Ann, who's amazing. She's a 60-plus MILF Thai entertainer who we've played on the podcast quite a bit, and she'll be like, there were 2 guys that were 9 inches in press cocks, and they're amazing. She says English like a little bit off.
Oh,
It's
so
great.
you go, she's amazed.
Yeah,
That's how
she says it. Yes.
That's great.
So every time after these went up, every time I tweet something, Throatzilla would post like, when are you coming to Dallas? I'm like, I'm not touching this.
Right.
I'm not responding to this. I just was like, it's fun to do a shout out.
Right.
I posted I'm doing Nashville, and then I look on my comments, and it's like her. She's like, I'm coming to Nashville. And I'm like, I'm not engaging.
Right.
I'm not starting that.
So she has to buy tickets.
Absolutely, man.
Right.
Absolutely.
There's no sort of like,
no, man.
yeah,
I'm
we're
not-
friends. Like you really don't need to jump into that world.
No, I don't need to jump into that world.
Right.
So I just leave it as is. I go to fucking do my gig, and somebody goes, I think Throatzilla's here. And I go, how do you know? And they go, because she's wearing a shirt that says, Throatzilla, Google me. And it was a homemade. It said Throatzilla, and then she wrote Google me on it.
She wrote.
Yeah, she wrote it on, like in marker on like a white T-shirt. And I'm like, holy shit. And yeah, she was so nice. That was the one of the things. You never know what someone like that's gonna be like. And
Yeah.
she's like, I just wanted to thank you for saying the shout outs. I had fun at your show. Like, just like really sweet. And
Oh, that's cool. Her Twitter is @orallygifted_TX.
What is
Yes.
she sucking on in the banner of her Twitter?
pickle.
Is that a pickle?
yeah,
it's a pickle.
It's it's a big one. It's a
Yeah.
big one.
If you Google her, there's other pickles that she's got in her mouth.
They're not green.
Yeah.
They're different colors.
She did an Instagram with me because I upheld her. I don't think that's her. Her wish to not be, shown in the Instagram video, but she did a video, like where it's like behind her, and I go, Throatzilla, it's great to see you.
Why did she not want to be shown?
She doesn't put her face out there. Like she'll, like those pictures are like.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, she has a regular job.
Really?
Yeah, she has a real job.
What kind of job?
You
can't say.
Finance.
Wow.
Yeah.
But did she prostitute on the side?
Yeah.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
And she just happens to be very good
and loves it.
She loves prostituting.
Yes.
Like as much as Mary Jean loves sex.
There we are. There's that shirt.
And you.
So if you live in Texas, she might be doing your taxes.
So what happens? I guess that was Nashville. She lives in Dallas.
Right.
So she was safe.
Oh.
Because I was about to say, why would she wear that shirt?
It's a good question.
If she doesn't want her photo taken.
I didn't interrogate her, but
right.
I thought the same thing.
Right. You're like, I'm gonna take a photo.
Yeah.
I'm gonna meet her.
Again, she probably doesn't have the absolute no policy, but like somebody. My social media,
a lot of followers.
It's not gonna help her out.
Right? No, it won't. No, it won't. What is your wife? Does your wife embrace your relationship with Throatzilla?
I mean, I was like, Throatzilla came to the show tonight, and she's like, okay, and I go, I sent her a picture.
Yeah,
go,
yeah.
She's very nice. She was. You got to be totally open about those kinds of things.
Of course, yeah. It's not like if she just finds that.
No, I wasn't going to be like, I didn't tell you about that last week. No.
So what do you think about, like we were talking about throwing away content. When you're doing the podcast, podcast is the ultimate in throwing away content, I feel like.
Right.
Because it's like you do it every single week. It's another hour.
Right.
And some of it is like some of the more hilarious stuff that a person has ever done.
Right.
But then it's like, okay, but we need it next week. We need it next week.
Yeah.
We need it next week.
I mean, it's like I think in a lot of ways it's a radio show. It's more condensed, obviously.
Yeah.
Because it is shorter. But, there's bits that you're like, that should continue. And then you go, that's some tired shit. Let's not do that.
Right.
There's a lot of inside jokes, which happen, I think, a lot on radio shows too.
Totally.
Right? So the audience. So some of that stuff is really fun. Some of the stuff, there's recurring bits. But then, there's... You have to always be generating stuff.
Right.
You have to generate all the time. And luckily, like the format of the podcast is that there is a lot of outside influence. In other words, breaking down audio and video,
right,
stuff like that. But then there's a lot of the other thing is you talk a lot about your everyday life, right? So all that stuff that the audience that knows us is entertained by.
Yeah.
We do that too.
Yeah, that does make me a little bit saner, that I do a lot about topical stuff, a lot about the news. So it's like if I don't do it tonight, I'm not doing it.
Right.
Right.
So
it's meant to...
Yeah, there is this thing where then sometimes you're like, that bit that day was so fucking great.
Yeah.
And you almost want to recreate it, but then you realize that was that in that moment. That was magic. That was, like that.
Just
that
let it
there,
be. It'll exist.
Yeah.
It's up on YouTube. It is.
And you
there.
go like, hey, if you want to hear that,
right,
here's the episode. But
there it is.
We're not going to.
It's like Roxy. Like, they did a great job. Roxy does the show with Kevin Undergaro called The Tomorrow Show. Mm-hmm. And on The Tomorrow Show, they found out that when Roxy was younger, she had a used condom stuck inside her for 10 days.
What?
That's true.
And
really?
So they were smart enough to write a song about it. They did a whole thing.
The songs are unbelievable.
Right.
The amount of talented people that have submitted songs to us from things on the show, on our podcast, blows my mind.
Right.
It's other level, man.
Yeah.
Like legit music producers making songs about it. Back to this condom. So, how old were you?
Younger. I was like 17.
Wow.
I think I have to say 18. He was a little older.
Okay.
But you weren't. It was not
I think
legal.
I was actually 17. I would think I was a senior in high school.
Wow.
I know I was a senior in
Roxy
high school.
was like a party girl. She got her stomach pumped for the first time at what age?
14.
14.
What?
Yeah.
Booze?
Yeah.
And then the stomach pump for the second time, also at 14.
Yeah.
Yeah, twice.
I didn't learn the first time, but the second time I did a little bit.
What kind of punishment was there after the first time?
You mean for my parents?
Yeah.
Oh, they were kind of hippies.
Really?
They weren't happy. After the second time, I got a 1 a.m. You have to call by 1 a.m. curfew.
At 14.
Yeah.
Let me just put it this way. Roxy was not
What city were you
sleep
growing
trained.
up in?
Boston.
Jesus.
Boston, yeah.
So wait, condom. So this guy, the 60-year-old guy, dumps it.
No, he wasn't older. He was in college, but
Yeah, he's
Right.
probably.
So this guy in his 40s.
Yeah.
You're 14. He leaves it in you.
Yeah.
well, it was my first attempt at a one-night stand. I wasn't gonna be
Oh.
like, "Where'd you put the condom? What's happening?"
We're gonna waste your time
Savage.
with all that.
Well, I just
stuff.
thought that guys took care of that. I just thought guys put on the condom. I saw him put it on, so I knew there was a condom.
Right.
And then I thought afterwards they just kind of took it off and ditched it. I didn't. When do you ask a guy, hey, by the way, can I see that condom that you took
Right.
off after you came in it to make sure that it's not sucked into my vagina? I didn't even think that was something that could happen.
Right.
I still don't even think that's something that could happen. But
And it happened to
So
you.
yeah.
at what point do you realize something's up?
Well, I didn't until 10 days later. I was at Uno's. And
Of course. A lot of those stories happen at Pizzeria Uno's.
yeah, and I'm with my 12-year-old sister
Uh-huh.
and my friend, and I go to the bathroom with my friend really quick, and out of me comes a condom.
Well, you're pissing and a condom comes out?
Yeah, I was peeing, and a condom dropped out of me.
Were you?
And I was like, because I looked down because I felt something come out of me. And I was like, what the fuck was that?
So you were pregnant.
And maybe like I had given birth into the toilet.
Sure.
Happens.
And I heard stories like that. That really
Yes.
does happen sometimes.
Oh, yeah. I watched there's specials about it
Yeah.
on the female channels.
I look in the toilet and there's it's not even like fully out of me. It's like come out of me and there's
You know
it's,
what?
like,
I'll tell you this.
dangling.
I can picture it because my dog likes to eat baseballs.
Yeah.
And she'll eat the hide off and then she'll start eating the threading. And the other day, she took a shit. But then, and she got up and started running around and waving her entire, not just her tail, but her whole hips, because all the string had digested and tangled all together. So she had shit string,
Yeah.
Yeah.
a string of shit dangling out of her ass,
This is kind of like that.
and had to figure out how to get the rest of it out.
Wait, I just were you like infected by this or anything?
So, well, first of all, I was devastated. I was like, oh my God, I think I got tested every single week for the next 2 years.
Really?
Oh my God. I was panicked. I think it scarred me from one night stands. And,
Forever?
Oh, I never had another one since.
Really?
And he didn't even count because then he kept coming over. So that didn't.
But isn't that crazy that like you can go like at 14 having your stomach pumped twice, at 17 your 10-day-old condoms are falling out of you, and then you're like, I've
I'm a
never had a
relationship
one-night
girl.
stand.
Yeah.
Well, I wasn't a relationship girl, but I'm a I make it. You know, with Adrian, I make them wait.
She makes
For the
this
sex.
is the weirdest thing about Roxy. She makes people wait even though she's like a party girl.
Yeah, it's weird.
Really?
Yeah, it's a weird.
How long do they
thing.
wait?
A long time.
Really?
I have a boyfriend now. He waited 4 months.
You made your boyfriend wait 4 months?
Yeah.
God.
Yeah.
Damn. That'd be so frustrating because it's like you've done some crazy shit, and I'd be like, how is it okay that you've done crazy shit with other people and I have to sit here waiting 4 months?
Well, how long are you willing to park your train?
That's right.
Yeah, you gotta wait for it.
That's right.
And you also have to be very good at blowjobs and be a generous
I do?
blowjobber. No, you
Yeah.
don't in
Oh.
particular. But if you're gonna make them wait,
Yeah.
you gotta be like a little friendly down there.
I
Sure.
see. I
Yeah.
see. When did you develop that skill? Early?
It's a Jewish thing.
It is?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah. Oh my God, you guys didn't know that?
I didn't know.
Oh
What-
yeah, Jewish girls develop blowjob skills.
You know what?
pretty
I get that because my wife is half Jewish and
Yeah.
she's okay. So, so that would make sense.
She's half great.
yeah.
Wow, another thing that Jews are great at. I
That
didn't
it's
know.
just natural.
Oh yeah. I think so.
So your first blowjob, you were like, it's just a really great talent.
True story. I gave my first blowjob before I had my first kiss.
How
Dude, you're a fucking animal.
That's
Yeah, isn't
that
she?
is a true
Yeah.
story.
how old were you for that one?
I was 13.
You
and
gave a
I-
blowjob when you were 13?
And I had never had a kiss. Because
Wow.
my thought process was, I'm too late to have my first kiss and be good at it. Everybody else has had their first kiss. I haven't had one.
Yeah.
But nobody's gotten a blowjob yet. So if I suck, he won't know.
And you just went right to
So
it?
I just went right to it.
That's actually
Was
like,
he also your age?
Yeah, he was my age. He was my boyfriend at the time. We held hands in the hallways.
He must have thought, like, this is the greatest day of my life.
Yeah.
This is amazing. I
Yeah.
haven't kissed this girl yet, but she just blew me.
It's like, can you imagine that you see these two 13-year-olds, their parents are probably like, oh, that's so cute, two 13-year-olds holding hands, and yeah, we hold hands and blow each other. Like,
Yeah.
what the fuck?
Yeah, it was weird.
Did he go down on you?
No, my God. And the second I was finished blowing him, I don't even think I realized what it was. I was at my parents' house, and I ran upstairs. My brother was sitting there, and he's like, "What are you doing?" And I was like, "I just gave my boyfriend a blowjob."
You told your brother?
Yeah.
Is he older than you?
Yes.
How old is he?
He's 2 years older than me. So
at this point, he's 15.
Yes. And he was like, "What the fuck? Why would you tell me that?"
Yeah.
I didn't know.
Did you have cum in your mouth while you were talking to him?
He was like, "Oh my God, your breath like reeks." And I was like,
no, he smelled your cum breath when you were 13.
Yes.
And he didn't want to,
No, he was pissed.
murder the guy?
He was pissed. He went running downstairs. My boyfriend ran out the back. It was a whole thing.
That's what's up.
I didn't know. I didn't even figure it out. I was like, "Oh, I gave a blowjob," which is kind of the equivalent of making out with somebody.
It's not.
It wasn't.
No, I would have killed the guy.
You would have, right?
At that age, yeah.
Yeah.
At that age. I mean, now it's horse, but I don't care. But at that age, I definitely would have gone crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
Damn.
amazing. But then you
What
kept
city? We're in Boston? This is Boston, right?
Yeah.
The only time I've heard about a more sexual, than that, everybody I've met from Miami, they're like, yeah, I was doing, blowjobs and, we were, 10.
Yeah.
What?
And drugs.
Yeah. They're like, it's a very sexual city. I'm like,
Yeah.
You're 5th grade giving blowjobs?
I mean, I know Jim Norton was giving blowjobs at a very young age. He said it.
Oh, really?
Oh, yeah, he's got bits about it.
Oh, right. That's I forget the name.
Monster Rape.
Yeah.
Like he would legit, blow. He and his friends would blow each other when
How
they were
old?
in grade school.
Oh, grade school.
Less than 10.
Wow.
Yeah. So, but that's a whole.
But see, I mean, sexually, that guy's a normal guy, so that didn't have any effect.
No, you're right. You're
Yeah.
right. It just really just chalk it up to life experience
Yeah.
and move on.
Just
So did
standard.
you become the blowjob queen of your school?
No.
How did that I feel like your reputation would have gotten out.
Oh, definitely. I think some teachers found out about it because then my brother.
Some male teachers?
Yeah, I think so.
They needed Roxy, you're going to need some extra help.
Maybe I got a little extra special treatment.
Teachers found out, really?
Yeah, I think some teachers found out because my brother started a rumor that I was a lesbian after that. So he
Right.
wanted everybody to know I was a lesbian.
Your brother is aces, dude. That kid's awesome.
Yeah, he's a good dude.
And then I went crying to one teacher, and one teacher was like, "Don't worry about it. I don't think anybody thinks you're a lesbian." And I was like,
Because you're a slut, so how could you be a lesbian?
and I was like, "What do you mean?" And he was like, "Things get around. We hear talk." And I was like, "Oh,
Wow.
all right, well."
Wow. But you didn't you weren't conscious of the kids in school thinking you were a slut?
No, they definitely didn't because everybody was, after that I gave a blowjob, everybody was like, "Oh, okay, it's blowjob time now."
Oh,
Everybody else did.
yeah,
started
so all the
the
girlfriends.
trend.
Yeah.
You were the Pied Piper of Dick.
Yeah. Yes.
Yes.
Yes,
in the
I
sense that they
was.
all followed you.
You're
Uh-huh.
a pioneer. That's
Damn
really neat.
right.
Yeah, that's so cool.
Thank you so much.
Because a lot of people would be victimized by that, but they were like, I want to be more like Roxy.
Yep.
You
I
know?
think so.
When my sister came to visit me in college, my younger sister,
Yeah.
I just planted the rumor already at this party that she had a bunch of STDs, and then people just.
Did you
just
tell
started-
them it was your sister, or did you just go see that girl over
I
there?
was like, I know that girl.
That's such a fucked up thing to do.
Wow.
It was the right thing to do.
Yeah, I mean, the alternative. What's the alternative?
Getting her laid.
What?
Oh, my God.
Would you? How old's your sister now?
She is now 20. It was just her birthday this week.
Oh, well, when you were in college then, and she was younger than you, would you have tried to get her laid in college? If she'd come up to
She
visit
came
you?
out here, and I got her a fake ID, and I brought her to her first bar.
It's different. It's different with sisters, though.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, and I do think she could use to get laid a little more.
Then you?
No, not more than me. That would be rude.
Yeah, totally.
No, but more than she does. Yeah, I think so.
Huh. Very, very interesting. Well, I feel like we've learned a lot today.
This has been a huge learning
It
experience.
has, right?
Yeah.
Let me open. What did you bring us here?
You'll see.
Let's see. Okay.
What
Tom,
is it?
Tom Segura brought a gift. Look at that. Oh, my gosh. What is this? Delicious baklava?
Yes.
That's incredible. Where's that from?
It's on Ventura.
Did you-
Place that just does that.
You just wanted us all to enjoy baklava?
Yeah, man. I like to bring gifts.
You're a great guy.
Yeah.
You know that? Like, you're a great guy. I don't know. There's not too many people that bring gifts when they come.
That's
I know.
really nice.
Try
You
that,
know?
man.
Look at that. My God.
Did you do something to them? Is there a catch?
No, I mean,
of course not.
It's from the thing and the.
What's the place called? Tell people.
Let's see.
There's a.
Yeah, here it is. It's,
I mean, I paid for it.
right. It's the Baklava Factory.
There you
on,
go.
Yeah, on Ventura Boulevard.
There you go.
Amazing. Fresh bakery.
I
It's
love
legit.
baklava.
Hashtag Bert is fat.
So we're all going to enjoy some baklava. Bert, if he were here, he'd probably eat all of
Oh,
it.
there'd be none left.
Sam, you haven't opened that yet. I'm sorry, I ate all. You can follow Tom Segura on Twitter at Tom Segura or on Instagram at Segura Tom, right?
That's right.
Right.
Man, you're on top of it, dude.
Right, because I Instagrammed you today, so I remember.
Okay. Yeah.
And then is there anything else you want to plug? The podcast?
YourMomsHousePodcast.com is the podcast. And if you go to TomSegura.com, it has a ton of live dates coming up. All the oddball ones and then all the club and theater dates, Philly and New York. All of them are at TomSegura.com.
So go to TomSegura.com. He really is he's a sensational comedian.
Thank you.
Got to check him out. And I always love having you on.
I have fun with you, man. It's always a good time.
And you're coming back to do Caroline's. You're coming to New York before too long, right?
In October.
Okay, so when you're back in October, definitely come and do the show again.
Would love to.
Cool. Thank you so much, Tom. We'll be back. And Roxy for sharing so much. We'll be back with more Sam Roberts Show right after this. Stay tuned.
Thanks for watching another video from Sam Roberts Show. There's no the, and there's an apostrophe after the S. It's possessive. We upload videos every day, so make sure you, right there below, hit the subscribe button. Follow me on social media. All the links are right there. Just do it.